have so missed connecting with every single one of you. I have so missed doing videos and doing lives and creating content and all of that stuff, because the reality is that creators must be creating. Like, I know that for sure. By the way, I don't love that this span is right here, but it just is what it is for this first live. But that's the thing, is like, creators must be creating, my friends. And for those of you who are a creator, who know that, I also am not loving these earrings, by the way. I like my other dangle ones better. But for those of you who know that, like, if you're not creating every single day, there is a part of your soul that is not fulfilled, that aches, that just says, like, I'm not being the truth of who I am. I'm not owning everything that I'm here to be. And what happens in that process is, yes, we shrink down, but we like lose parts of ourselves, and we get maybe into the rat race, or just going through the motions, or the logical mind, without allowing this amazing, mystical, feminine creature to come fully online. Got it? And so I have been doing videos, oh my goodness, since 2012, I think, was like the very first video I did on Facebook. And when I launched a meditation series at that time. And so, of course, I've learned a ton of things. Of course, I love teaching. I love speaking. And I think it's a great way to connect with people from all over the world, of course. And my goal with these lives is to have something that's incredibly engaging, that gives you great value, that is educational, that shares the knowledge and the wisdom that I have. And the most important piece that I'm working on right now, that has structure and that has a rhythm to it. So you know when I'm going to be here. You can like set your calendar and say, I want to listen to her lives every week that she's, at that same time, day and time. And this is the thing that's most challenging for us creators, is having that schedule, right? And yet it's the thing that is most needed as well. And that you show up anyway. You show up whether you feel like it or not. You show up anyway, because this is your job. This is your business. This is your baby. This is the thing that you're creating, that you're pouring your life force energy into. And that's a really big deal. That should not be taken lightly, and that you should have so much fun and joy and playfulness and passion and bliss while you're doing it. Okay. And so just wanted again to do like a test live, to come on and say, there's going to be so much more for you here on Substack. Let me know if you're tuned in. Please leave a comment. Let me know again how like the video and the sound is and was. And then I'm going to come back on and do something more, like give you something more. But like, that's the biggest thing right now, like that I keep hearing, that I keep feeling, because I haven't had the technology things that I usually create with. That's been down. And so just today, I'm like, I wonder if I can do a live from my computer. Okay. And if y'all could see like the technology that I'm using, you would laugh at it. But the message always is, do as much as you can with everything you have. Don't wait to get the best technology. Don't wait to have everything that you need, because as you're creating and as you step into this, that which you need, the resources, the people, the community, it will show up for you. Okay. And so you have to do everything you can with everything you have, and keep putting yourself out there, and keep moving forward, and keep launching your creations out into the world. And as I say that, you also need to know how to receive. Because for those of you who have been clients of mine or listen to any of my YouTube stuff, you know that it's not constant output. You cannot constantly be outputting your energy into this world without also getting an input back in to fill up your reservoirs, to fill up your body, to fill up your spirit. It has to be this harmony of output and input. And one of those ways that you get input is through financial support. So like the paid subscribers on Substack, so that you can continue to output your content, your messages, your courses, your wisdom, your creations, right? That's what part of that paid subscription is all about, okay? So that being said, I have that set up as well, because you want to support that which supports you, right? And so making sure that flow is there is what I'm trying to say. Like the output and the input is in harmony, is in balance. It's not constant output, right? Or it's not constant input without outputting that which essentially helps other people and helps the world and keeps this energetic flow going, right? Okay, so that, and then the second message that I keep hearing too, if you do not bring forth that which is inside of you, that which is inside of you will destroy you, which I know sounds super harsh. And I think it's a Robin Sharma quote, but I'm not quite sure. If you do not bring forth that which is inside of you, that which is inside of you will destroy you. There's another one by Wayne Dyer that says about bringing your music. Do not die with all of your music still inside of you. Do not die with all of your magic still inside of you. But that's what he's saying. He's like, bring your music out to the world. Don't go home. Don't leave and go to your next location in the universe, whether that's heaven or whatever you believe is after this. Do not leave without gifting the world everything that is in here. Okay? Is that hitting some of you a bit hard right now as well? Because like I'm definitely feeling some emotions, which emotions are energy in motion, my loves, come up when I say that. Because there's so much in me. Even last night, I was watching this movie with Richard Gere. Can't remember what it's called. But my heart chakra started exploding open. And I'm like, I have so much love to give to this world. I have so much energy. I have so much passion. I have so much bliss to give to all of you. And when I don't have a community, and it's not even like having a partner, like my love overflows and it has to be in a much larger container than just directed towards one person. And I know that. And so I think that some of you who are watching this are going to feel that and say, yeah, it is also my time to get my voice, my frequency, my music, my gifts, my skills, my knowledge out into this world. And that's why we all love Substack, my loves, right, my friends? Because we're all here bringing our talents out into the world. And through this app and through this place, we get to be compensated for that. Like, how beautiful is that, right? And we all get to support one another, and we all get to learn from one another, and we get to have community, and we get to have joy and passion and bliss. And again, learn even more about this whole creative process, right? And so those are my main messages as of late. And I've just been like sitting with it, but you can only sit with it for so long before you have to take action. Like, oh, I've been thinking about doing that thing. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for a long time. When are you going to do it? That's what I'm asking myself. When are you going to do the thing? But here's the other question that comes up sometimes is, I don't know what the thing is. I have all this energy and I have all this passion. I don't know where to channel that. I don't know what the creation is. Okay. So that's when we want to ask questions. What is this thing that's trying to come through me? Is it a Substack channel platform? Is it a YouTube channel? Is it a book? What is this creation? What form is it taking? We want to ask those questions out to the universe, out to God, out to whatever that is, and allow those answers to come. Okay. Because for many of us, it's going to be many different things. It's going to be speaking and teaching and music and our voice and singing. It's not just going to be one avenue, my loves. Okay. And you have to play around with it. You just have to step in and go, and then it'll transform. And then something else might come in, and then you might take a different path, or it might change form, right? It might turn into something completely different, and it probably will from where you started, but you just have to start and you just have to try, right? And then the second question from the I don't know what the creation is I don't know how. Okay, that's the other question that I always have, not that I always have, but that I have had in the past and that my clients always have. Okay, but here's what I know for sure, and this is coming from one of my mentors, Dr. Roger Teal, amazing man from Mile High Church out in Lakewood, Colorado. He was back in the day when I met him, the head pastor there. Huge supportive mentor of mine, but he said to me, and always says this, you don't have to know the how, you only have to know the what, because the how will be revealed to you. Okay, so you don't have to know the how, you only have to know the what. Now, I can speak all this stuff because I know it intellectually as I'm pointing with my pen. Oh my God, that's so funny. But actually living it, actually saying, I'm going to let the how go and I'm just going to pour all my energy into the what, and the how will reveal itself. You have to live that. You have to embody that. That is the path of I'm just going to take the next right action step and then land there. And then the next step will be revealed to me. It is so much easier said than done because our mind wants assurance. Our mind wants to know 100% that it's going to be successful, and our mind wants to be logical. Not that we should ever let go of all those things, but at some point we're going to have to be brave enough to step into the unknown and say, I'm just going to take the next step without knowing where this is leading, without knowing what the next step is. Okay. And that's usually when, and I have too in the past, we cave and we go back to the comfort zone and fear takes over. And that's what we want to move through, my loves. I feel like that has to be a whole course right there, because you have to catch yourself in the moment of wanting to retreat and say, nope, I'm just going to stay right here. I'm just going to sit in this fear. I'm just going to be with it. I'm not even going to move forward, but I'm definitely not going to move backward. I'm just going to allow this energy, because that's what it is, to move through my body without holding on to it, without creating stories around it, without creating any type of chaos or whatever out into the world that would harm me or another person. And I'm just going to allow this to move through. And I'm probably going to pray, and I'm going to lean into my faith and tell myself faith over fear, and not just tell myself that, but actually live it. Right? And that is the freaking hard part, my friends. Living faith over fear. We can all talk it. We all talk a really good game, like we know. But it comes down to actually living it. And that's when, like, people explode then because of their authenticity, because they are actually living what they're speaking and writing about and teaching. And it is a lived, embodied experience of. And anytime you meet this person, you know that they are walking their talk, unless they're having an off day, because we're all freaking human, my loves. Okay. Energy doesn't lie. Energy doesn't lie. And you know when yours is off, And you know when yours is funked up, and you know when yours is distorted, and you know when you've taken on a wounded version of yourself versus your highest version of yourself in the light, in all those things. You know when a wound has come back online. You know when you've picked up a distortion. Sometimes you don't know how to get rid of it. You don't know how to. That was not me, or that was not even who I am or my highest version. And those are the things that I don't want to say we want to stop doing, but that we really want to move through, because our highest life, not even our highest potential, because potential is great, but at some point you got to step into it and live it, right? And so when you say all this bold stuff out into the universe is going to go, okay, let's see it. You've been talking a really big game. Here you go. Show us what you got, right? And so mindful, my friends, if you're like, I want this whole thing on Substack to explode, are you showing up now consistently, right? Totally like asking myself that. How are you going to show up? Because you have to show up first before you have 500 followers, before you have 5,000 followers who expect you to then show up daily or weekly at a certain time or whatever. And so that's what, like, the universe, God, your spirit team, whatever you want to call it, they're always, I don't want to say monitoring you, but watching you. Is she disciplined enough? Is she showing up? How is she showing up? How is she showing up in her relationships, in taking care of herself, in her health, in her sleep, in her business? How is she showing up? Can we give her more? Is she able to handle what she has right now? Is she focused on what truly matters, right? Living your values, living what you're talking about. What does your character look like behind closed doors? All of those things totally matter, my friends. And you're human. Okay? So it feels like it all wraps around to just show up and do the damn thing. Okay? Because again, we can only talk about it for so long before we just have to show up and do it. And if you don't know what the thing is, start asking the question, what is the thing? What is that thing? And then the next question is, show me the how. Show me the next right action step to take. Take that, you land there, the next one's revealed. Okay. So this is a push for creators out into the world, but you have to know it's not just Substack. It's also that I'm up at 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. writing out or speaking out. This is the reality I want to experience today. This is what I want to create out into the world for myself, for others, for the collective at large. Like, one of the biggest things I'm also hearing is, how are you affecting the collective? If we're not looking at the whole and saying, how is this impacting the whole? How is this benefiting the whole? Because it can't just be something that benefits you. It has to also benefit the whole, because what benefits the whole also benefits you. And if something truly benefits you, it's also going to benefit the whole. Okay. It's the other things like greed and whatever that distorted thing is that looks like it benefits one person, but it doesn't benefit the community, or it doesn't benefit the family, or it doesn't benefit the whole. Okay. So I worked for a company for a little bit of time, just a couple of weeks, and I was doing calls for them. And one night before I jumped on, I did a little prayer and I said, God, I need you to show me if this is in alignment, because I was already feeling like it wasn't, because I was spinning through like 12-hour days. It felt just very draining. And so I'm like, just show me. And the next two calls I had, one was a woman who was very confused about what this call was even about. And it was an older woman. And when I got off the phone, I was like, this script that I'm using, the way that they're going about these calls essentially is causing confusion, which is essentially causing chaos into the world. And I don't want to be a part of causing more chaos or confusion in this world. And I know that for sure. Okay. There's already enough of that. We don't need more of it. So that was the first one they showed me. And then the second one was a teacher who had written a book called Economy and You. And this was a real estate company that I was doing calls for. And so we had a 12-minute conversation about the real estate market and how it does benefit a select few. But from his perspective and the book he wrote and what he knows, it does not benefit the whole. Okay. And I can't really rephrase everything that he said, but it was exactly what I needed to see and exactly what I needed to hear to say, you're right. This isn't in alignment with my values, with my morals, with what I stand for. And so, 2 days later, I was no longer working with that company, contracting in with that company. And so that's important to know what we're working for or who we're working with or the companies that we're with. Like, how are they contributing to the whole? And if you don't know, ask to be shown so that you can get clarity on that. Because where your energy is going matters, my friends. It really, really matters right now. Okay, so I will leave you with the fact that right outside of where I am currently staying is a nest with mourning dove babies in the nest and a mama who's been tending to those babies. They just hatched on Thursday, like 4 days ago. And so I've been observing them and watching them and just getting to kind of be a part of this new life in the world and protecting that area so that the mama can rest and just be with her babies. And so we have that going on right outside, which is so lovely. And another just really important part of creation, right? And I feel like it's a huge blessing when you have a nest that shows up at your home, where you're staying, where you're at, because they know that it's a safe place that they can build their home for the babies for however long they need to be there. And it does. Anytime I've ever seen a nest outside of a home, outside of a place, it's like, oh, that bird is protecting that home. That also, it's like, yeah, it's that. And it's that they know that your yard, your home, your whatever is a safe place, that there's also a protector there that will help protect them. So it goes both ways, my friend. So I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you'd like to be a paid subscriber, I do have a podcast. And like I said, I'm just getting back on to set up a regular structure and a rhythm for all of this. As always, I would love to hear from you. So questions, comments, insights below. You can check out some of my other content as well. And we will see all of you very soon. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know how the audio was. Let me know how the video was. And I will see you all again very soon.